Hi, and welcome to this edition of the Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari, and I'm here with author and good friend, Nort Beckerman. And we're going to talk about his new book that he just wrote called A User's Guide to a Healthy Brain. Hi, Nort.
Hi, Miriam. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for writing this book. Quite an accomplishment. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, I know that some people go into life wanting to be authors. That's not how you came about writing this book. So tell me what motivated you.
No, I had some serious cognitive problems back in the late 90s. One of them being my memory, the other I couldn't talk. I lost my ability to speak. I was told I had an incurable brain disorder, and I needed to understand what was happening to me, so I started studying the brain. I had to learn the language of neuroscience, and it was like putting a big jigsaw puzzle together without a picture. I put it together, and I felt that other people could benefit from what I did. And it's so important to sustain good, healthy brains. It's important for us to keep our brains healthy and functioning effectively, and the brain is so forgiving. So what I did is I wrote a book that I thought would help other people, that I could share what I learned.
Well, I'll be honest with you, a lot of people, myself included, the idea of picking up a textbook on neuroscience and trying to interpret it to cure myself would be impossible, but that's what you did. You improved your cognitive skills from your studies.
I did. Oh, my heavens, yes.
And now the guide here is a way to help other people make those improvements as well.
Definitely. That's the whole purpose of this. We take our brain for granted. We're born with a brain, and we think it's going to be the same all the time. It's not. Your brain needs to be repaired. It needs to be built. It needs to be developed. In the late 90s, it was found out that we continue to generate experience-dependent cells throughout our life. That means we can continue to learn. We can continue to do good things. Aging does not cause cognitive decline. It's what we do as we age that causes cognitive decline.
So you know what I found really interesting when writing the book? Well, first I was thrilled that I was able to understand it. So thank you. After the first chapter, I knew I could get through it. It wasn't preachy. It wasn't telling me about all of my mistakes, but it was very optimistic, not only in the success that you had in regenerating and developing your cognitive skills, but you're very optimistic about what people can do to personally develop their brain skills.
Well, I think that that's part of the excitement of the whole thing. What's happened to me is really exciting. My whole world has opened up, and I'm trying to share what I learned so other people can experience the same thing. It's very exciting. You can't go into developing a healthy brain or a healthy lifestyle and think it's going to be drudgery. It's not. You
know, you touched on probably the most exciting part of the book when I realized that it isn't drudgery, it is about a lifestyle. And so many, cardiologists and nutritionists are all talking about the same things. What people don't seem to realize is that it's all connected to you say the brain is not like your arm or your leg. It's independent, it's the boss, right?
The brain is the boss, right? It's your control center. Your brain is receiving information constantly, and it's issuing directions and instructions to the rest of your body.
So what if I asked you, and I know it's hard, it's not that long a read, and I want everybody to read it, young and old, but what if I said, what 3 things could an individual do to most help themselves develop and maintain good cognitive brain health?
Well, I think the first thing is that they have to keep learning. Puzzles and mind stumpers are great for mental flexibility, but you have to keep learning. Learn how to sign, learn a language, learn a different musical instrument, learn chess, learn how to cook, learn how to sew, but learn.
So people who retire, and that message goes to our dear sweet Craig, who recently did, should not just retire and sit back on their porch and let the years wind away, but get engaged.
Oh yeah, learn something that's fun, okay? And that's the first thing. I think the second thing is watch the foods that you eat and drink, including water. They're very important. We don't eat and drink just for no reason at all. Eating and drinking is incredibly important to brain health. And then the third thing is physical activity. Stay physically active. Walk. It doesn't take a whole lot. Walk, but do things that are fun. Go out. This is a great area to go out and explore. Great place to walk. Some of the nature centers, some of the trails. But walk. It's just all exciting. It opens up all kinds of different things.
Well, I think the more positive you are about what you need to do for your brain, and it doesn't sound like traveling, learning a language, that doesn't sound like drudgery.
No.
It just requires a little effort. And as far as eating healthy, I think if people did realize, and not just the nutrition they put in front of themselves, but also their children, and they built healthy habits, they might have less cognitive issues and really, be very engaged or acute as they tried to learn new things. And then as far as physical activity, that's all about metabolism and, right?
Yeah, sure. Physical activity isn't just a question. It gets your blood pumping, it keeps your blood vessels soft and flexible, but it also helps to generate a chemical that produces experience-dependent brain cells.
Well, so now you're getting into the meat of the book. So I think that we should just remind everybody to read this book. I did, and it wasn't hard. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. And I want to thank you so much, Nort. Soon, this book is going to come out to the population, and you're going to be signing autographs. And I hope you'll come back and talk some more about the healthy user's guide to a healthy brain.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. When do I get my autographed book?
Right after the show.
Okay. Thanks so much for watching The Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari. Back to the news desk.